Hi, I'm Lisa Sandell, editorial director of Scholastic Press, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here today with Alice Hoffman, the best-selling author of over 30 novels for readers of all ages. Alice, I am so happy and excited to be chatting with you today about When We Flew Away, your extraordinary novel about Anne Frank's life during the years between the Nazi invasion of the Netherlands and the day the Frank family went into hiding.
Well, Lisa, thank you. And thank you so much. We worked very closely together on this book. I was so lucky to be working with you as my editor. For me, I feel like I am a writer because of Anne Frank. When I read Anne Frank's The Diary of a Young Girl when I was young, never imagined that a young Jewish girl could write a book. And so I related to her mostly as a writer and the fact that she wanted to be a writer and that that was her dream. One of the reasons I wanted to write a novel that takes place before the Franks go into the annex, the attic, was because I felt like I was afraid that her story wasn't being taught as much anymore. I know that my niece, who is 11 and lives in Vienna, had never heard of her. And I felt that it was really important to keep this history alive, as they do at the Anne Frank House. And we were very involved with the Anne Frank House. And going there to visit was an incredible experience, like one of the highlights of my life. I had been there before as a visitor, but to kind of go behind the scenes and to meet with the historians was just an incredible honor.
You did so much research for this. You mentioned the Anne Frank house. Do you want to talk a little bit about what your research trip was like?
I got to go with an expert on a tour of her neighborhood. It was a very incredibly moving experience because the neighborhood is like a lovely neighborhood, and it was filled with children playing in the park. And you really got the sense of where she lived. We went to the bookstore where she had seen the diary that she wanted and asked her father for as a birthday present. And it was just, feeling like you're entering into her life and that life was so normal until it became completely abnormal. And, it's kind of the sense, what we wanted to kind of get across was the sense that there you are living your ordinary everyday life and you don't think that evil can touch you. And then all of a sudden, one day it does.
What was your favorite part of the editorial process on this book?
On this book, my favorite part was like I felt like I could really depend on you. And I felt like you were so careful to get things right. And that really mattered to me.
I do work on a lot of nonfiction, and clearly we want to get facts correct in nonfiction always. Um, but when I work on nonfiction, I also am very concerned about making sure that there is a narrative there that readers will find appealing and compelling, and that they can sort of, get hooked by. And so it was sort of I guess, an inverse relationship because we had an amazing story with When We Flew Away, but we had a real commitment to making it as factually true as we could.
But the other part of it is when I would send her a piece of it and she would say, I'm crying when I'm reading it. And I said, good, because I was crying when I was writing it. So we were kind of, it was both the historical part and also the emotional part.
Yeah. And the emotional part is so powerful. So, so powerful.
Yeah. I just want to thank you so much for listening today. This book means so much to me, and I am so grateful for your support and for your getting it into the hands of young readers and also older readers. And I just want to thank you so much.